Hi, Trish here. Thank you so much for stopping in to hang out with me for a little while. Today I did a get ready with me and I was using the things that I used this past week. So it's kind of a get ready with me week in review hybrid. I actually filmed my week in review yesterday, twice, at my mom's, and there was something going on with the SD cards. So I decided just to combine the two and chit chat, just hang out for a little while. That's always been one of my favorite things to do. So I hope you enjoyed this. And like I said, thanks so much for stopping in. If you're interested in the Get Ready With Me weekend review, then please keep watching. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to use the things that I used all week. That's what is going to be going on my face. Most of the things are Shop My Stash. A couple of the things are new to me. This is Revlon's Rose Glow Hydrating Illuminating Primer. I have used this a couple times this week. I have really enjoyed it. Should put my hair up. I just took it down so I wouldn't scare y'all to death. Took it down from my overnight ponytail. I'm going to keep this out for another week to give it a good try, since I've only used it a couple times this week. This week I used two different foundations. I used the LA Girl Pro Matte. I remembered liking this when I first got it, and once again I enjoyed wearing this very much. The other foundation that I used this week was the Revlon Age Defy 3 Times. This is really pretty from afar. When you get closer, on me, it just didn't, it was like laying on the skin. It wasn't with my skin. With the brush, it got way too cakey, way too quick. With the beauty sponge, it wasn't quite as bad. I just didn't like the way it looked up close. So it will probably not be staying in my collection. I'm going to use Sand, is the color with the LA Girl Pro Matte foundation that I'm going to use today. I'm just going to put it on with the brush, and then I'm going to go in with the beauty sponge just to blend it all out nicely and evenly. I don't know what that smell is, and I had really not noticed it before, but it has a little bit of a smell that it's not super pleasant, that's for sure. Now the sponge that I have been using and loving is this from Real Techniques. I just bought another one yesterday, and it says that it is a Miracle Face and Body Sponge, but it says face right up here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get this foundation in before it sets. But I really like this foundation for myself with that illuminating primer. Really pretty. It softens it a little bit. It's not like a harsh matte, kind of like the Marc Jacobs is a serious matte. But for the look that I've been enjoying on my skin, I do like using that illuminating primer. Sonya Kashic, look at the size of this. It said it's her body sponge. Now let's just do a little comparison. Look at that. This is not as soft. This is very comparable. I didn't like the orange one. This is the pink one. The orange one I felt was a little too hard. This pink one is very much like a giant sponge from Miss A. I found it at Target. This is not, you can see it's a little more dense. So we'll be trying that one. Maybe. I was more intrigued with this corner. You know, getting up in there with the corner. Our friend Miss Carol from the Old Carol Show talked about this last Saturday. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Pomade. She got hers in blonde. This is actually soft brown. Let me show you the color. And she said she loves this, that it stays on, it wears so nicely. She had gone on and on about this pomade. I tried it the first day with the brush that came with it, and I was not a fan. Not at all. I am so spoiled by this Makeup Forever brush. This is a very stiff, very short bristled brow brush, but what that does is it makes it easy to go in there and get like hair-like strokes, but it really brushes through, and I feel like I have so much control when I use this brush. I absolutely love it. So the next day I pulled out this Maybelline Pomade again, and I pulled out my Makeup Forever brush, and I have not switched off since. I really enjoy it with this brush. I just didn't care. I'm just really spoiled with this brush. I will find this brush and link it down below. It does, though, seriously, if you love pomade, or if you want to love pomade and you've had a hard time, it very easily could be the brush. It is totally wore off. I will find it and link it down below. I'm sure they still have this brush. Okay, now I'm going to go into this Lime Crime. What color is this? This is Dreamy. Dreamy. The mattes are really nice. All the shadows are really nice. They blend together nicely. They wear nicely. I haven't had any issues with creasing or anything. I've been very happy with the palette. I tell you, the temperature dropped here so quick. I mean, it is cold. It's downright cold. I'm going to, what is that? I'm going to go into Bliss with a much smaller brush. I've been using my Makeup Revolution Cut Crease, the one in the white. How did I get that so messy? I like to smooth that out with a really flat, like a paddle brush. And I'm going to take Rapture, this color right here. And I am going to, oh wow, that's like really pink. Okay. I'm just going to put that on the center. And out of this other palette I'm using, I'm going to go in with a really light cream color and kind of just blend that in. My outer lid, I'm going to go in with this Beloved. I'm just going to stamp it right in on the outer part of that, just to bring a little depth. I am going to put on just a little extra eye cream. This is the Mary Kay from the Time Wise Repair Volume Eye Cream. Y'all, I was up to Ulta yesterday. Their Laura Geller is still 50% off. They didn't have very much. They didn't have very much at all. While I'm letting that dry a little bit, let's talk about this Laura Mercier Brightening Under Eye Powder. For a while now, I've really had a battle. It's not as bad now, but it's been kind of ongoing for a long time with really dry under eyes. And I can't blame it on one certain like concealer or anything, because I've been switching them up every week. So I kind of played around and I thought it was this. So I pulled this back out from my bins. That way they're not back in my collection and I can go through more of my stash. So I pulled this back out and I just used it with this a little bit, and I would just put it right in here, right on the inner corner part of my eye, and it still just wasn't super flattering. So I'll show you here in a minute what I've been using to set my under eye, and I have loved. My concealer for the week has been the NYX Don't Stop, Won't Stop. Listen when I say, and you know if I say this it's true, because I always think more is more, less is more with this. If you get too much on, it is not going to be flattering. If you get just what you need, it's beautiful. It really is a beautiful concealer. I use the one that's a little bit darker. This is soft beige, and I just use it right here. And I really got too much. Let me move some out here. I just use that instead of a corrector right on the inner corner of my eyes. And I've been melting it in with my finger instead of a sponge at first, and it just seems to do better. I can't remember if I saw Jen or Emily do that. And I hate to not give credit, but I honestly don't remember. I like to go in because my beauty sponge is picking up extra that could just be laying, see? That could just be laying on the surface, and then I'm going to powder it. And it's not going to be flattering. And this is what I've been using under my eye. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Y'all, it is beautiful. It really has been beautiful under my eye. It has a little bit of coverage, but it also has some kind of a slight blurring effect. My doe that we artificially inseminated, he thinks she's in labor, so he went to go up and check on her. This is one that he and I did. This isn't one that the vet did. I will share pictures. I started car vlogging, and then he encouraged me to trade my vehicle in because it was going to turn into like a money pit. I'm aware of that. I'm just going to set my face with this powder. This is just such a pretty powder. I need to find the right place to put my mount so I can car vlog in my new vehicle. I've had it a couple weeks and I love it. I really do. There were some things I didn't think I'd be able to get used to, but I'm adapting. I wish I would have used like my Catrice or my Tarte to camouflage my pores a little more. Let's see. Yeah, that helped. I've been using the Too Faced Sun Bunny as my bronzer. I actually picked this up the 21 Days of Beauty that Ulta just had. I do apologize for being gone for so long. Just had a lot of stuff going on. I have been using the Profusion blush 1 and 2, mainly the 2, because the 1 is very light. I've been using this as a highlight, although you really don't need a highlight with these because they all have some sort of shimmer to them, some a little more intense than others. I'll show you what I meant about this being a better highlighting palette. I did get these Provocolips this week and try them. If you get them on right, they stay on. I have a little bit of trouble, or I had a little bit of trouble right on the inside of my mouth, but I may not have been putting the second the sealant on, so I'm going to do it again today. We're going to give it a go. I've been using the Milani Highly Rated mascara this week, and I really enjoy this mascara. One of Pixie's gel eyeliners in rose gold, and it is so pretty. One of my favorite things about this mascara is you can build it and build it and build it, and it's not going to get stiff. it's not going to get clumpy looking. That is so attractive. Okay, while that's drying so I can get rid of it, I'm going to tell you about a couple things. Y'all know that I love the Laura Geller Spackle Mist. I really enjoyed the formula, but I loved the mist. The mist, can you take me seriously? The mist was amazing. Look, it broke. So I'm going to, and I forgot to get a new bottle for it, but it probably won't be the same. The mist won't be the same. And this, I got this to try. This is the Hard Candy Stroke of Gorgeous 12-hour smudge proof felt tip eyeliner pen, ultra fine felt tip. I did my right eye first. It was nice. Ooh, it was nice. It didn't, you know, make road maps. It stayed put. Very easy to work with. Very easy to maneuver. This is the tip on it. I went over to do my left eye. Nothing. Absolutely nothing would come off on my left eye. That is it for my week in review. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video.